Scott Davis, 139 Cranbury Road, and I'm here tonight to provide the Town Council with an update on the Cranbury Road Sidewalk and Safety Project, advance copy of which was provided last week. I'll read it mostly as is. I'll insert a couple of portions as I go through, distribute it into the record. Dear Mayor, since the last council meeting, there has been a tremendous surge of support from area residents to enact complete street measures as per various state, county, and local initiatives, and also as evidenced by the signage. One of many you can see running down along Cranbury Road at this point in time. So from 571 all the way to Clarksville, many different residences are now actively displaying support via these yard signs, and participation continues to grow further east as well as into adjacent neighborhoods. While there will definitely be understandable questions and concerns as we go through this process, and I know this has come up in this township a few different times, along Cranbury Road in particular, one thing is definitely certain. Citizens have a strong desire on this road to engage in the discussion, to participate and weigh potential options. Now, we all see and hear, especially with school starting tomorrow, on a daily basis, the impact on our road as it's being used by pedestrians, by cyclists, and by vehicles. In our opinion, waiting until 2018, as is outlined in the master plan, projects E2 and E4, is not only unacceptable, but would really be nothing short of irresponsible. We can and must do better, and exploring alternatives definitely will take the community, the township, as well as the county. And specific to that final point, knowing that our road is also designated as Route 615, with primary maintenance belonging to Mercer County, they have already confirmed to us that Cranbury Road is not scheduled for any major activity, repaving projects and such in 2014, making this the perfect time to accelerate any feasible bike and pedestrian components of those projects E2 and E4 into the township's fiscal year 2014. According to Patricia Ward, the Department of Community Development expects to finalize its request for proposal, or RFP, on the subject by mid-September. Weather options in that RFP include paths and shoulders, bike lanes, sidewalk on one or both sides of the road, alternative materials such as porous concrete, or additional traffic calming measures, narrower lanes, one-way traffic flow is even suggested. Again, there are bound to be many discussions, debates, and compromises along the way. We eagerly await this document, as well as all associated traffic and environmental impact studies for community review as promised prior to posting for bid, with potential access to grants from either Safe Streets to Transit, Safe Routes to Schools, and by prioritizing local budget items now, planning for it into next year over the next couple of months, improving safety for Cranbury Road residents can definitely be achieved in both near-term and long-term phases. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sylvia Ascarelli. Sylvia Ascarelli, 27 Melville Road. I'm here to talk about Cranbury Road as well. As we talk about, and residents ask questions, you ask questions about what can be done on Cranbury Road, I just want to stress that when you look at the tax maps, Cranbury Road has 33 feet for it. White line to white line right now, we are at 22 feet. So we have 5.5 feet on each side without taking anybody's land. And I really hope that that becomes a focus of the RFP, how to do it without taking anybody's land, because some of the setbacks are not, the houses are not set back very far beyond that 5.5 feet. Others have more space. And you can say, well, what can we do with that kind of space? There's a great example in Princeton, Mercer Road. Going toward the battlefield, they have 5 feet of blacktop and a little bit of green for grass, weeds, whatever, between the road and the blacktop, which you can call a sidewalk, you can call a path, you can call whatever you want. They even have a bike route sign on that. And some of that has a curb, some of it doesn't. It just slopes down. The grass just slopes down to the road. It just shows to me that there's a lot of options, and if we can just be creative and flexible about what we will accept to deal with what, when I talk to people in my neighborhood just off Cranbury Road, people say this is a real safety problem and it needs to be addressed. So I hope you will all take a look at Mercer Road. We'd be happy to email you a photo of that sidewalk, path, whatever, and I will hand all of you guys a copy of the tax map on both sides so you can see how wide the road is. Thank you.
31 Cranbury Road. And a week and a half ago, my husband and I decided to walk our dog, Coco, which I'm sure a lot of you live in homes in West Windsor. This isn't such an extraordinary thing to do. But for us it was. We have done this before, but never the whole road. And it was remarkably scary and dangerous to do. We're on 131, so we're before the bridge. And when we got to right after the bridge, there was actually, you know how there's usually a white line? There was nothing. And cars, even though this was, by the way, Sunday morning, so I didn't put rush hour, anything that was going to be really, obviously not a good idea. Cars had to come right in front of me as I was walking on the road, stop, and then they had to pull all the way to the middle of the lane that I was in and go through the other lane. Very dangerous situation. And I have a slide, my husband was standing behind me to take pictures. We didn't get a chance to bring this here, but I'd like you to all see it, because I don't think many people in West Windsor have to deal with this kind of an issue. And I hate for kids to have to do it. My kids walk like this. It's just extremely dangerous. If I could just bring that point to you, Cranbury Road needs to have walkways 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When I moved here in 1986, we had no traffic because they had demolished the existing bridge on Cranbury Road, the bridge that goes from, I guess, Stobie Lane to Sunnydale. And this bridge was being rerouted to be straighter because the original bridge was on an angle. I don't know if any of you lived here in 1985 when we actually bought the house and saw what a bucolic, beautiful area near the, my husband moved here because of the War of the Worlds. He was a science fiction buff. And we had to make a sharp left originally, and they had demolished that bridge. And you know what? When they put the bridge in to straighten it, people could go much faster on the road. And there was no provision at that time in 1986 to put sidewalks in, which was a severe mistake. You have people that want to enjoy the business area, want to enjoy the park at Van Ness. No way to walk without really, risking your own life and risking lives of children. This is a crossroads road that goes to high school north, it goes to high school south. This is a road that really nobody should be denied the ability to walk. I'm a physical therapist. This is the primary thing I tell my people, walk. And it's something I can't even do myself. Please do whatever you can to make this happen for us as quickly as possible. It's really from my heart I'm saying this. Thank you.
Thank you. Court, I missed the last council meeting because I had injured my foot, but I did watch it on TV, and I did watch the whole discussion about what's legal and what's illegal in the form of government, and I was shaking my head. In a small town like this, we shouldn't be talking about what's legal, what's illegal. We should be talking what's right to do and what's not right to do. Which brings me to the form of government and something that Janet mentioned. We have been told that the RFP for the Cranbury Road, and that's just one example, and I can give more examples, but 3 minutes won't allow me. RFP will be released when it's ready by the administration. Once it's ready, we don't need the administration. Somebody staying in Timbuktu can just file a FOA request and get it. The question is, how can somebody go and make an RFP without discussing with the council, without discussing with the people affected as to what should go into that RFP? That is the thing that I've never understood. Mayor has every right to do the RFP as he pleases. That's our form of government. But that's not the right thing to do. I'm not a traffic engineer, so I cannot comment on what should go into RFP. But my simple mind can say, on one extreme, it could be, we just need the road to be safe for bike and pedestrian, go do whatever solution you want. The other extreme could be, this is the solution we have, go and cost it out. And there's so many variations in between. And I'm sure a variation in between is going to be chosen. Since Mercer County is also involved in this, by the time it comes back, it's a done deal. You can comment all you want, the residents can comment all they want. Mercer County is not going to go back to the drawing board and change the RFP. What is wrong in discussing what should go into these projects before before a final decision is made. That is what is causing most of the problems that we are encountering. That a decision is made without input from the council, which council has every right to vote on the eventual outcome, or before input from the stakeholders. And at some other point when I get an opportunity, I'll come and cite other examples. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Faradi.
Moving on to the Cranberry Road issue, I believe that this council, I know I certainly am ready to move on sidewalks or whatever it is decided to make that road safer for pedestrians as quickly as the administration can come to us with something to work with. To that point, I would agree with Hamad on the RFP process. It actually came up a couple of meetings, 1 or 2 meetings ago, when we discussed what to do with North Post Road. And there were 3 options, and we were putting out to RFP to bid how we wanted to address that. And I think that we were pretty clear that one of those 3 options was just really kind of ridiculous, and we weren't going to go down that road. I think if at a high level, not in a minutia level, leave that to the administration. If the administration and the engineers would come to this council on big ticket items, not silly little stuff, but big ticket items, that they're going to need this council's approval for to get funded, that to give us a heads up as to what direction the administration is thinking of going, or solicit opinions from us, elected officials who lived in this town an extended period of time and have views and talk to people on the soccer fields, etc. I think that that's smart, and I think that it might be a very good way to shorten up the time frame upon which things are initially proposed and when they're actually completed, which, to my dismay, having been up here for only a year and 9 months now, takes way too long. I mean, we're constantly being shown things that date back to 07, 08, 09, and I scratch my head wondering, why the heck wasn't this done years ago? And so I think if there was an approach to council on these items for prioritization and guidance as to big picture, where do we want to go, and what do we think we can afford to do, and what can we reprioritize to make that happen quicker, I think that that is something that we need to do. And quite frankly, Hamad, I hope to work with you next year on this in much greater detail.
Yeah, regarding the Cranberry Road, my understanding is that the administration is working on developing the RFP, but that also our residents' input would be part of that RFP for the final writing of it. Now, I guess you have to also show it more work in collaboration with the county too. So I just want to make sure that the feedback from our residents, obviously many of them who live there, walk there day and night, some who have come up at other meetings and said, we need a guardrail, there's accidents, bad accidents occurring at my house. I just want to make sure that all these residents are heard and that their feedback is incorporated into that RFP. And I guess we're also on the schedule to maybe have some sort of draft or a final RFP in September.
Yes,
Still on there.
and from what I understand, I've heard that it would be prudent before the RFP is issued to share a draft of that with the council, as council doesn't want to get into the minutia of it, but they will want to share their input and their ideas as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that because it is a high visibility issue, and I appreciate working with the administration on that and receiving the communication and the draft copy.
Cranberry Road issue. And let me just say that I think everyone here on the dais understands the importance and the significance of what has to happen there. What we need to do in order for us to do the important part of trying to appropriate dollars and cents for the project, we need the engineers to look at us and give us every variable that's out there, and that's what we need. Certainly, the sooner we get it, the better we're going to be. And quite honestly, some of the people I've spoken to and I've said, our budget discussions start January 18th. So certainly, any RFP or any kind of plans have to be back to the township prior to that. Because if we don't have it, we can't have a discussion. If a plan is decided on and there's monies that we have to change in our capital funds, we have to know that prior to January 18th. So certainly I can assure everyone that it is a priority. We are working on it. Certainly the engineers will give us many options, not just one option and two options, because again, there is a cost involved in anything that you do. depending where it's going to be the high end or the low end. So certainly, we understand the significance. I think everyone here, would rather see something before so we can make a decision and try to solve your issues and your problems there. Because certainly, no one should be always looking over their back, wondering what's coming behind them. You should be walking in a manner that there's no cares and no worries. So certainly, again, we're asking the administration, and they're working on it. So as soon as they get that out there, the better it's going to be for everyone. So that's all I have.
Hey, George, so on that point, if I could add, is the administration or legal or anybody meeting with the residents one-on-one and getting anything signed or any type of commitment from the residents' ends to agree to have a sidewalk going through their land before we continue to push this ball down the court? Because what I would hate to have happen is, we spend all this time and money, we agree on something, and then there is, a legal challenge by a landowner. Maybe it's 1 out of 100, and then we ring up a lot of legal fees and buy Mr. Herbert a new boat.
I don't have a boat.
Or it takes an inordinate amount of time. And I think it would be very helpful for the five of us to know that everyone is signed off, and so that we're really comfortable allocating the money and moving funds around to make this happen. And I'm curious, is that happening? And if it's not, should it? Could it?
I don't think so, because I think the first step is to have the engineering study done so that we can.
You don't need to wait for one to ask a simple question. Are you willing to have a sidewalk go through your yard, or are you going to challenge it?
I think in the council we have heard enough residents.
It only takes one.
Tell us that it's important for them that we do it, and we have agreed to cooperate and do the best we can.
Okay, Ms. Jeevers and I have looked at enough legal bills of certain people in town who have been suing this town for countless years at tens of thousands of dollars over things that are so silly, it's mind-boggling. So what I want to do is make sure that everybody is signed off, and there's no reason why we can't start that process.
I think that's
The problem is that you may get people committing to giving up their property, but then when you come to have them sign the easement, they have talked to friends, family, who knows, lawyers, say, no, I'm not going to give up my property, I'm not going to sell it for whatever the amount is as a sign. I've had this problem in many, many different towns. So it's hard to go out and just do a survey at this point, because in the end you don't know how people are going to react when they're presented with that easement. Second, we don't know if we're going to need to take land. We won't know that until the engineer looks at it. There are many options that are being explored that don't involve the taking of land. Again, it's difficult to proceed in that fashion without knowing exactly what you're doing in the first place.
Let me rephrase it.
Okay.
On Wall Street, when you're going out to sell a bond or a stock offering, you go to get indications of interest from the buyers. Okay, before they're committed to buying the stock or the bond, you get an indication of interest. That's the salespeople sitting on the desk of all these trading houses do all day long. In this particular case, why aren't we out there getting an indication of interest? Are you on board with us pursuing this course of action? And I think it would be very, very helpful from a planning and thinking ahead standpoint. Are 98% of the people signed up for this? Are they on board mentally? Is it 100%? Is it 40%? Okay, so if we had a list of all of the impacted residents, and if they just went down and said, yes, I'm interested, or sign their name, look, it's not legally binding until you actually go to them with the documents, but at least we know that 100% is on board, 40% is on board, 80%. I mean, that's how business works, and I know I've been told a zillion times, this isn't business.
It's very
But
different.
you know what? But it's important. It helps make decisions in a timely, cost-effective way.
But you've answered your question. It only takes one, and we've already seen that one in another situation.
True, but here's the thing. We could go down the road and, 99 out of 100 residents have signed on, and, we choose to push that ball down the field. If the residents came back and said, dude, I only got 60 out of the 100 people sign off, wow, we have to think about that for a second. What's up? We need to talk to these people. We need to find out what is the opposition. Do you not like the sidewalk? Do you want a wider road? What do you want that's holding you up from signing off on this? I mean, that's how the world works. And I think that somebody should be pursuing this dialogue, not just 40 of the 100 people show up and say, yes, we really want this, because, well, what about the other 60? So
You know what I think what we'll do is that we'll have a conversation with the administration and see as far as if there's some type of mechanism we can do to try to gauge if we can do it, and if it is out, in other words, how many people are in favor? I think they said there's 33 households that this affects on Cranbury Road. So we'll see if we can come up
Look,
with
I'd be
some
willing
ways.
to bet that the residents sitting out in the audience would be happy to go around with the sheet with all the numbers and come back to council and say, hey, I've got the sheet and 32 of the 33 have signed it. Okay, but we have not seen that.